These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Before Sarah discovered ChumbaCasino.com, she enjoyed chamomile tea.
Come on, big jackpot.
And being in PJs by 6.
Let's go.
The new fun Sarah
Woohoo!
often thinks about the old boring Sarah.
Yes.
And wonders if that Sarah ever really existed.
Chumba Casino has over 100 casino-style games. So join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Hello, welcome to the Opperman Report Urgent Update Report. Message to the listeners. Okay, I'm your host, Private Investigator Ed Opperman. Today is September 8th, 2023. So what does that mean? That means tomorrow's my birthday. I'm going to be 61 years old. Okay, I've been doing the show 10 years. I get a lot of complaints. People say, oh, Ed's always begging for money, blah, 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 begging for money. Actually, we haven't asked for any support, any money in about 5 years, okay, since before my daughter started college. We haven't sent out a MailChimp, a mailing in over a year easy, even telling people about the Patreon. And we haven't asked for money in about 5 years. So now we have to today. We are in dire straits as far as the income goes with the show. And I'd hate to see the show end 10 years on my birthday. But as we are right now, we're overdrawn. We can't afford to keep some of the stations going. So we need urgent support. We do have a Patreon. Okay, now I guess a lot of people don't even know what Patreon is. And what happens with Patreon is it's a special platform where you could subscribe like a paywall and pay as little as $3 a month, which is 10 cents a day. And all the shows you hear Monday to Friday, AM, FM radio, if you listen on the radio, or for the shows you hear, if you're just listening on the podcast, you're only getting 3 hours a week. We do 5 hours a week, so there's a lot more content. But also, too, there's a lot of free stuff on Patreon, too. So you sign up for Patreon, and there's different tiers, $3, $5, $10, and we've added a $50 a month tier. And that's for people that have been with me 10 years. You're serious. You want to support the show. You want to keep this show on the air for another year. If you don't like the show, you don't want to keep it on the air, then don't support. Okay, well, it's fine. I'll go my way. You go yours. Okay. Well, I have a sneaking suspicion it'll be more difficult for me to get rid of some of you than it will be for you to get rid of me. Okay, because there's some people who get it. I'm just obsessed. And I should be charging those people $100 a month. But the thing is this, we desperately need support right now. We've put out a mailer reminding people about the Patreon, to subscribe to the Patreon. We did, when we first started the Patreon, it was going great. We were making about $3,000 a month on Patreon. But I did get lazy, and it was difficult to keep up with uploading new content, and I regret not keeping up with it. I'm sorry. But we have a whole team working on it now, and we upload content every single night. Plus, we upload free content, too, on Patreon. So if you're not a member at Patreon, there's free content there as well. Such as whenever these indictments come up and stuff like that, the motions back and forth, I always like to post that kind of stuff. We have an interview recently with the QAnon shaman. We have some exclusive interview with this woman who CIA off of campus. Some really good stuff about the Dean Coral case, who was involved with John Wayne Gacy and stuff like that. A lot of exclusive stuff you won't hear anywhere else. That's for sure. I think we've established that you'll hear it here first, and many times nowhere else, or many years after we've reported it to you here. For instance, Patrick Berge. And this is a fellow who examined Hunter Biden's laptop inside Rudy Giuliani's apartment. So we have this firsthand from the man's mouth and lips and ears and eyes and all his information. So, you get this kind of exclusive stuff that you don't get anywhere else, because a lot of people, too, because he's a right-wing guy, and a lot of people have this thing where they only want to report information that substantiates their political opinions and their political views. And you don't get that here. We bring you all sides, okay? We're an equal anti-capitalist reporting here on either side of the capitalist aisle, the blues or the reds or whatever colors they got coming up with these people. And for me, we just did a show about the Alex Murdaugh case, and we, again, too, things you won't hear anywhere else about the system of bribing judges, using second mortgages and HELOCs and stuff like that. You don't hear that kind of stuff on other shows because the hosts they haven't lived a life like I have. They don't understand these kind of commonly used bribery and money laundering techniques that are just, routine for a Celtic Boys Club. Now, that's a good topic there that we've talked about. 40 years later, these cases got reopened because of attention that we put on these topics. And that's the kind of work we need your support to get behind and support that kind of work. And for that, we have that $50 tier. If you appreciate the work that I'm doing on the air and off the air, the work I've done involving the Hunter Biden laptop, the work of these kind of things, we need your support. So if you don't, a lot of people too, like me, I never wanted to have anything to do with Patreon. Who cares, right? You don't have to support through Patreon. You can go to OppermnanReport.com, and there's a donate button there. You could donate, or you could sponsor. If you have a business, you have an event coming up, like we're going to be re-interviewing May Pang, who was John Lennon's girlfriend, because she has a film coming out, and we're going to be promoting her film. If you have an event, if you have a business, trust me, the advertising on the Oppermnan Report is like none other, because we repeat these shows over and over. The listeners know my ads by heart. They repeat them back to me constantly. And people, I call up electric company or something like that, they recognize my voice from the show. So the reach we have is I don't think is unequaled as far as these new genre of podcasters out there. I don't think anybody can compete with us. The length of time we've been here, the exclusive content, the reporting we've done, or the reach that we have both on AM, FM, and the internet and the podcast world. The length of time, the quality of guests we've brought to this show, people who have never done an interview before came on my show. People who I've interviewed have gone on to do their own shows and interviewed other people that have been on my shows, and now they interview each other, like we've given birth. It's a whole class of podcasters and whatever you want to call them. Okay, so listen. All kidding aside, I seriously need your support. It's been 10 long years. I've only had to come to you a few times in the past 5 years asking for help. But this is one of those times we do need help. We need help urgently in order to get through the expenses this month. How it works with radio is the ad revenue. It's a seasonal business. People don't realize radio advertising is a seasonal business, and we don't really start making money until September, October, November, December, the Christmas season, the holiday shopping season. And even then, the September, October, we don't get that money until like 30, 60 days later anyway. So it's going to be tough times ahead, and we may not be able to continue this without some support. And $3 a month is not a lot, okay? And there's many people out there who have helped Okay, there's many people out there calling me up for favors all the time, advice. Hey, Ed, I need your help. This is the time I'm coming back to you and saying, hey, I need your help. Okay, I think that's fair. Been here for 10 years for you. A lot of people have been here for 10 years for me, but a lot of you really haven't. Okay, a lot of you kind of just freeload. All right, so we're asking you for help and for support and to support the work. And also, too, you can always help, too, by retweeting the shows and sharing the shows on Reddit and on, Instagram or whatever the social media. On Truth Social, I love to see my shows posted on Truth Social, LinkedIn, all these kind of places. You can go there and post the shows and to your friends and your family and help them get educated in some of the exclusive topics we discuss here at the Opperman Report. So once again, Opperman Report Patreon, which is what I'd like to see the biggest impact as quickly as possible, because I can withdraw that money today and pay some bills. Otherwise, you can, and it makes a great Christmas gift. Patreon, year subscription, you get 10% discount. Makes a great Christmas gift for your friends and family. And then share the shows, advertise on the show, or if you just want to make a donation, hey Ed, happy birthday, here's $5. So you can buy some watery gruel for dinner, okay, and feed your face there. You can go to oppermanreport.com or oppermanreport@gmail.com is my PayPal. And we can really use your support to keep the show on the air, maybe another 10 years, right? Who knows? Maybe I don't think my health will last me another 10 years, and I think people will miss me when I'm gone, okay? And so hopefully we can stand here for another 10 years. Maybe I can save us some money to get a doctor's appointment and put a little, slow down whatever this ailments I have here. But if you can help out, that's great. Now, you don't need to contact me and say, hey, Ed, I can't afford to help you, blah, blah, blah. I got this, sciatica, and all my money goes to orphans in Nigeria. That's fine. Okay, you don't need to apologize to me. I understand we all have expenses and stuff like that. This is for the people who can help, okay, who can afford to help. I see you all taking your lovely vacations. You can support the Opperman Report just as you do your lovely, extravagant lifestyles that I see there on social media. Your wonderful meals you love to take pictures of every night. And post your wonderful meals with your desserts and your cafe lattes. We go buy at Starbucks at these high-priced chains every morning. The same amount of money you spend there, you could support the Opperman Report and keep me off the streets. Keep me out of the homeless shelters. But all kidding aside, we do desperately need your support to keep on the air. Honestly, to keep on the air for another month even. Otherwise, 10 years and we're out the door, right? Which would be heartbreaking to see us leave this way. But if you are a follower of the show over the years, you know that right around my birthday, things always happen in my life. Big dramatic things, I kind of have one coming up tomorrow that I think could be this year's big event. But if not, it could be the end of the show. Who knows? Because I think I've done my work. I think I've put in my time with radio reporting here and reporting these facts and these parapolitical topics that most people don't cover, or that these new youngsters try and cover but just don't have the life experience or the savvy to really know what they're doing and know what they're talking about, and mainly get their information from Googling topics and just being fed low-hanging fruit. I think we've avoided that here at the Opperman Report. If you think I've been lax, let me know. I'd love to see where I failed you. I think I've put in the work here week after week after week for 10 long years. Put up with a lot of abuse, a lot of harassment, a lot of stalking, a lot of BS, man, has gone on. Made a lot of sacrifices for this show. So all I ask in return is you support the Patreon, where you get content back. Okay, because I'm begging for money. This is you're getting content. You're getting exclusive content. You're getting ad-free content. You get free content at Patreon for as little as $3 a month. And I got to tell you, almost everybody that signs up for $3 a month winds up expanding their memberships up to $5-10 a month. Very few actually end their subscription at Patreon. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Tonight, we're going to be playing some live shows tonight for you.